Hello and welcome to Chongqing, the capital of Western China, for World Cup number 2 of the IFSC Speed Climbing season 2019. A fortnight ago, we were in the capital of the Russian Federation. Today, we are in the heartlands of industrial China. For the third year running, we're at the Hai'an Climbing Park on the western edge of what is now classed as the largest metropolitan area in the world, Chongqing. And there we see the scene down the front of the wall. My name's Charlie Bosco. We're going to be talking you through this evening's speed climbing final. They've got a long season, the speed climbers, ahead of them. They're in action again next week in Wujiang, and this is their second World Cup. We had the qualifying round earlier on today in stiflingly hot conditions. There's been talk of 34 degrees, and you can certainly feel every one of them. It's humid as well. The speed wall is hot to the touch. I was down at the front about 10 minutes ago, and the wall is hot. What that will do to times, we will soon find out, but the times were pretty quick in the qualifying round, all things considered. 6 women went under 8 seconds, 25 went under 9 seconds. Remember, the women's world record stands at 7.32 seconds. Over in the men's side, we had half a dozen men, 6 under 6 seconds and 33 under 7 seconds, which gives some idea of the standards of speed climbing and how they're improving. There was a time when there was talk that to feature in the Olympics you'd need to go under 8 seconds. Then people thought maybe you need to go under 7.5, then 7. People are saying now if you want to be a serious contender in the Olympics you're going to need to go somewhere close to 6 seconds. For now though, this is all about speed climbing. We don't have any combined competition today. It's a straight up speed World Cup, the second one of the season, after the first action a fortnight ago in Moscow. And there is the wall. It has been certified for world record. Lane A and B being prepared right now, and it is still incredibly hot outside. You might just have caught a glimpse there of Anna Brozek. She didn't quite manage to qualify, narrowly missed out. Compatriot Martin Zienski did make it though, 16th place. He missed out in Moscow. He was very close to doing the same here in Chongqing, but he does make it through, and that is the scene. The sun is setting in Chongqing. It has been an incredibly hot day. Conditions hot and humid. Perhaps not ideal for speed climbing, but we shall see. As I mentioned earlier, the qualifying times quicker than we might have expected in the conditions. French coach Sylvain Chapelle there on the right. We had a chat with him earlier on. You can see that video on the IFSC Facebook page, talking about the technicalities of speed climbing. 2 first climbers waited to come out, and it's going to be 2 big hitters, 2 world champions at that. Xizin Song of China will take on Martin Zienski in our first race. We'll then have Reza Ali Porshena against Alexandra Shilov. Xizing Chen will take on Facha Roji of Indonesia, and then it's another Indonesian, Aspar Jayalolo, taking on Konstantin Pavlenko. Last week's winner from Moscow, or fortnights ago winner in Moscow, and last year's overall champion Bassa Marwen will then take on Si Yong-hu. Sergei Rukin will take on Jinbao Long. Dmitry Timofeyev against Nikolai Irialevets. Alfian Mohammed against Vladislav Dolin will round out the men's competition. We'll also have the women as well. But those 16 men will be narrowed down to 8, down to 4, down to 2, and eventually down to 1. Climbers just being made to wait here. Xizin Song and Martin Zienski. Xizin Song came through with a 5.618 in qualifying to Martin's 6.317. As I say, Martin the lowest ranked qualifier, therefore racing the fastest in this form of Xizin Song. Bassa Marwen, very honourable mention for him, just behind Xizin and looking in the kind of form he's been in for the last year or so. So first race about to get underway. So Xizin Song will be on the left and Martin Zienski on the right. Remember, it's pure knockout. It's not about time. It's a pure knockout event. Song looking in great form. He took a couple of years off from serious training. It's great to have him back on this kind of form. So he'll be on the left, Martin Zienski on the right. Very different starting position. Xizin Song facing straight onto the wall and launching straight up in and looking like he's going to take this one. He is in 5.912. He progresses. Martin Zienski, after, by his high standards, a pretty poor start to the season, sadly continues that, knocked out in the round of 16. Another look at Martin Zienski. And she's in Song. That was Song taking it. Sneaks under 6 seconds. Capable of quicker though. Went quicker in the qualifiers, 5.618. And that was what it looked like. So out next, 2 World Cup winners. Alexander Shilov against Reza Ali Porshena-Zandifar. Reza, the reigning world champion from Innsbruck 2018. Current world record holder as well at that. He's, I've seen him warming up for about an hour and a half here in the venue. I'm not entirely sure why he needed it. It is still stiflingly hot and incredibly humid. Reza's still very thorough in his preparations. Takes on our first Russian climber of the day. If you're familiar with speed climbing, you'll know it won't be the last. So Shilov on the left, Reza Ali Porshena-Zandifar on the right. Again, Shilov facing straight in, Reza much more side on and very quick through the lower section and looking like he should bring this home pretty easily. He does. 5.996 for Reza. So Reza safely through. Already 2 heavyweights knocked out at this stage, Martin Zienski and Alexander Shilov. You can see there it was a big slip on the right foot that cost Shilov, and then a second one just when he needed really luck to go his way. This is what it looked like from the top. That is Reza coming in hot. 5.996, sneaks under the magical 6-second barrier. Worth bearing in mind, of course, that he's been under the 5.5-second barrier. So our first Indonesian of the day, Fatcharoji, he'll be climbing on the right, taking on Xitin Chen of China. Second Chinese climber out already. They're producing more and more good speed climbers as the years tick by. The winner of this race later on will take on Aspar Jayalolo or Konstantin Pavlenko, depending on who wins the race after this. But for now, it's Xitin Chen on the left, taking on Fatcharoji of Indonesia on the right. Climbers take their marks. Remember, it's 3 beeps. They have to go on the 3rd one. Quick start from both climbers. This is looking pretty neat, but then a big slip from Chen cost him, and a big slip from Roji almost cost him. But he does enough. 6.327 sees him through. So he is safely through. Let's have another look at it. There's a big slip from Chen, reasonably low down, more of a stumble than a slip, and he just couldn't get going again. There was a big slip from Roji there. Still did enough to take it in 6.327. He is safely through. And he looks pretty happy with it. Picked up a medal last week in Moscow, Indonesia, when Aspar Jayalolo took 3rd place, and there he is jogging out to his position in the left lane. Konstantin Pavlenko, his opponent, on the right. Aspar keeps entertained with his changes in haircuts. The white mohawk doing the job here in Chongqing. So Aspar Jayalolo on this, Konstantin Pavlenko on the right. This to face Fatcharoji in the next round. Aspar just rocked back as he set off and then stumbled on the first right foothold. This one's going to be very tight, and Pavlenko takes it 6.130. pass by Jay Lolo. It wasn't a huge slip, but it was big enough. It left him with a lot of work to do, and it's cost him 2 weeks after taking a bronze medal in the capital of Russia, here in the capital of Western China. Stumble on the right foot cost him. You could see he almost brought it back. Pavlenko did well to keep it calm. Only won it by about 1.5 tenths of a second, but did enough. This was the slip. It was just that first right foot, the smear. So Pavlenko safely through, 6.130. So Bassa Marwem, who's only marginally slower than she's in the qualifying round, he looked almost unbeatable in Moscow, and he did win the gold medal there. He's definitely got some stiff competition this week, but the form he's been in, particularly the last 6 months or so, really towards the tail end of last year and the start of this year, he is surely the man to beat. First job for him, though, he's got to beat Xi Jianwu of China, third Chinese climber out already today. Bassa, our first French climber. Bassa on the left, one final look up and explodes into action. Keeping him honest and going to take it. Big slip from Bassa Marwem, 8.427. That is a big surprise. Bassa Marwem, he looked like he was going really well, had a comfortable lead. It'd be interesting to see that again. But he's out. Most people's favourite for the competition. So let's have a look. He went well off the start, Bassa. Clean so far. It was a huge slip on the left hand. Actually came clean off the wall. As it is, didn't even record a time. We can have a little look at it. Just an accuracy issue, I think. Wasn't actually the cleanest run from either. Had a stumble of his own. He was already in the bag at that stage. So Sergei Rukin now taking on Jin Bao Long of China, fourth climber in this round of 16. I said earlier on, they're producing a lot of good speed climbers, the fourth and final one in this men's competition to appear. Rukin of Russia, no shortage of speed climbers there. Will be on the left when we look at it from this angle, from above on the right. Sergei Rukin absolutely stationary before he set off, but then exploded into action, and he earned an early lead, which he's hung on to and takes it in a quick time. 5.813, much quicker than he came through the qualifiers. He was at 6.020 there. Knocks off the best part of 0.2 of a second. Very, very quick start. He just had to hang on to the lead, and he did well to do so. Ended up having about half a body length lead the whole way. So, two Russian climbers now. Dmitry Timofeev on the left. A legend of the game, Nikolai Irelevets on the right. Timofeev blinded by the quite spectacularly powerful lighting system that's been brought here to Chongqing. Getting ready to go. Timofeev on the left. Probably the favourite in this one, but he's going to have to work hard against his competitor. He's got about half a body weight lead, but I was about to say he needs to keep it clean. He can't do it. He is out. 6.345. It'll be frustrating for Dmitry Timofeev. Let's have another look where it was. Same one as Bassa. So Nikolai progresses. This was how he did it. Nice and neat through the upper section. 6.345, not actually as quick as his qualifying time, but enough to see him through. Now, Alfian Mohammed of Indonesia taking on Vladislav Dalin. Dalin, the 2017 overall champion. He was second in Moscow a fortnight ago. Qualified with the 6.133. Alfian Mohammed qualified with the 5.914. So Mohammed quicker, but Dalin certainly the more decorated down the years of speed climbing competitions. Could be a tight one, this one. Alfian Mohammed just rocking back on the left-hand side, and it gives him a really quick start, but he's hung on to that lead and he takes it quick time. Well under 6 seconds, Alfian Mohammed, he's through. The 2017 overall champion. Vladislav Dalin is out. Let's have another look. Very quick through the start, Alfian Mohammed. Really looked pretty neat from there on out. 5.963 the exact time. Really nice clean run from him. 3 men under 6 seconds in that round of 16. They all progress through. Shi Jin Song against Reza Ali Porshena. What a heavyweight first race we'll have in the round of 8. For now though, it's a women's competition. Yiling Song, winner from Moscow 2 weeks ago. Something of a new sensation in women's speed climbing. Qualified with a blisteringly quick 7.471. She's taking on Aurelia Saracen of France, 8.358 for her in the qualifying round. There we can see Yiling Song first up against Aurelia Saracen, then Peiyang Tian of China, Natalia Kaluchka of Poland, and Anu Joubert will take on Patricia Chuziak of Poland. Eri Sazanti Raheu, much expected of her. She'll be taking on Elizaveta Ivanova in the next race, and Alexandra Rudzinska against Ikamar Nurul. Elena Timofeeva will take on Di Niu. Yulia Koplina against Alexandra Kaluchka, and Anna Tsiganova against Mingwei Ni will be the final race. So Yiling Song now comes out. She'll be on the left, Aurelia Saracen of France on the right. As I say, Song, a sensation in Moscow. Aurelia Saracen's got her work cut out here, but as we've seen in the previous round, just about anything's possible. Yiling Song just flinched a little bit, but whatever she did, it certainly worked. She got a really good start, but Aurelia Saracen is staying pretty close to if Song wants it, she'll have to work for it, and she does take it. Just over 7.5 seconds. She's safely through. Good run from Saracen, quite enough to see her through. Just watch her on the right, nice clean run, no real problems. Just not quite quick enough. She was behind really from quite early on. Song kept it clean, did what needed to be done, and she's safely through. 7.687. Second Chinese climber in the space of 2 races. Peiyang Tian takes on the youth world champion Natalia Kaluchka. Tian came through for qualifying with an 8.174 to Kaluchka's 8.312. I mentioned it earlier, there are no less than 25 women under 9 seconds in the women's speed climbing. Again, thinking about the Olympics, you'd have thought you're going to need to be well under the 9-second mark to feature heavily there from what we've been seeing in recent World Cups. Peiyang Tian now on the left against Natalia Kaluchka on the right. It was Tian who got the better start. She's slightly slower through the middle section though. Kaluchka may just be gaining. This is going to be the tightest one yet, and it is Kaluchka who takes it 8.245. She was behind most of the race. Of course, at absolutely the crucial moment, Kaluchka goes through. Let's have another look. Tian looked to have got the better start. Skipped out that left-hand handhold. Kaluchka still well behind at this stage. Just kept it really clean through that top section. And won it by 0.04 of a second. You can see the reaction of the climbers. Whoever wins the race, as you will no doubt have noticed, their clock goes green. So you know straight away whether you've won. And that was the reaction from Natalia Kaluchka. Anouk Jobert now. Reigning overall season champion. Couldn't quite put it together in Moscow, ended up second there and was perhaps lucky to get it. She just had one of those messy World Cups, just never quite got that clean run that she really wanted. She did well to end up in second place. But make no mistake, she is here to win. Seems to go reasonably well here in China. She's taking on Patricia Chudziak. Jobert with a quick start. Chudziak got work to do now, even more so after the little stumble, and it should mean that Jobert's got an almost unopposed run to the line. She does, still takes it pretty quickly. 7.818 for Jobert. Safely through. No problem for Jobert. 7.8, by no means as quick as she can go. She's the joint world record holder at 7.32. Again, you can see that spotlight here in Chongqing as night begins to fall over this enormous metropolis, blinding the competitors to come out. Eri Sazanti Raheo now makes her way out onto the stage. Quick in qualifying, 7.739. This takes on Elizaveta Ivanova, 8.218 in qualifying. Most people, I think, would have Eri Sazanti Raheo as the favourite in this one. But we shall see. Had some surprises already.
Ready?
Nice quick start from both climbers. Raheo got a small lead, but it's a very small lead. This is going to be one of our tightest races if there are no slips. Eri Sazanti Raheo takes it by a 1/10 of a second safely into the round of 8, but boy did she have to work for it. Elizaveta Ivanova very, very close to taking that one. It was a nice clean run from both climbers. Raheo looked like she had a small stumble right at the start, but more or less a clean run. She took it in 7.652. Have another look in the upper section. Again, you can see the reaction as soon as the clock goes green. Aleksandra Rudzinska now of Poland taking on our second Indonesian woman, Ikema Nurul. Rudzinska, a World Cup winner herself. You might remember in Chamonix last year. We will be back there in around 3 months' time. She won in one of the most famous IFSC venues of all. She looks ready to go here as well. Very different preparation. Rudzinska there on the left, exploding in the final movements before she goes on the wall. Nurul completely calm. Quick start from Rudzinska. She opened up an early lead. It's not quite been reined in, and if anything, she's extending it. Needs to keep it clean. Slight foot slip, but she's safely through. 7.765. Aleksandra Rudzinska progresses to take on Eri Sazanti Raheo, another Indonesian, in the next round. This is what the upper section looks like. that was the small slip, but not enough to slow her down. She's safely through. So of the 5 climbers to progress, only one of them over 8 seconds, the standard already being set high here in Chongqing. Elena Timofeeva now on the left on Russia. Her husband Dmitry Timofeev already appeared in the men's competition. She takes on Din Yu of China. So Timofeeva on the left, Din Yu on the right. Timofeeva came through from the qualifiers with a 8.042 to Yu's 8.212. Very quick start from Din Yu. Timofeeva being made to work now. She got left behind on the start, but now she's caught up, and this is going to be a very tight race. It's Timofeeva who takes it, 7.939. Sees her through. She was a bit sluggish out of the blocks, Timofeeva. Let's have a look at it. You can see just a split second behind her opponent. Quick through the middle section, there's a slight slip from Yu. Timofeeva did just enough. Exploded through this section. Really good on the very last move as well. Really exploded to the pad. There's Yu finishing narrowly beaten. So Yulia Kaplina, a superstar of speed climbing, back in Russia again, qualified with a very quick time. She was looking pretty handy in the qualifiers, 7.618, taking on Alexandra Kaluchka, 8.312 for her in the qualifying round. So the legend against young pretender, Yulia Kaplina, already picked up a medal 2 weeks ago in Moscow. She was third. What can she do here in Chongqing? She's on the left, and she got a very good start. Needs to keep it clean through the middle section. Kaluchka staying with her, but Kaplina just got that little more speed and very, very quick. 7.4191 is enough to see her through. Puff of the cheeks from Kaplina. Look at this really neat run. Pretty faultless up to here, and not much wrong with the time either. Goes under 7.5 seconds. That was a stumble that cost Kaluchka, but I think Kaplina really had the lead pretty much from day one on that race. Dips just under 7.5 seconds. So here's the 2016 world champion Anna Tsiganova. Under 8 seconds for her in the qualifying round, 7.990. Takes on Mingwei Ni of China, whose best time in the qualifiers, remember that you get 2 qualifying runs, was 8.213. So Tsiganova on the left against Mingwei Ni on the right. This is our final race of the round of 16.
Ready?
Both climbers just rocking back before they launch, but it was Ni who's opened up a small lead. She's hanging on to it as well. She's got about half a body length lead and slips right at the top. 7.957 is enough to see Anna Tsiganova through. She might count herself lucky though. She was trailing until the very last move. Mingwei Ni just slipped at the crucial moment, cost her. Let's have another look. So you can see here, she had a slight lead and looked like she was actually beginning to extend it. It's right here, it's just placing the final left foot. Still went under 9 seconds, but it was a big slip. Let's have another look. There it is. Maybe had her eyes on the pad just a split second too early. This is how Tsiganova did it. 7.957. So there we can see our round of 8. Xizin Song will take on Reza Ali Bolshena, 2 world champions racing each other. Only one of them can proceed to the semi-finals. Fatcharoji will then take on Konstantin Pavlenko. Siyong-U will take on Sergei Rukin, and then Nikolai Iralovets will take on Alfian Mohammed. So here they come, the 2 world champions. Something's got to give. Song on the left, Reza on the right. No shortage of explosive power between these two. That is an awful lot of horsepower on one climbing wall. Both very similar times in the previous round. Xizin Song 5.912, beating Martin Zienski, and Reza with a 5.996 to beat Alexander Shilov. So both of them under 6 seconds already today. Xizin Song went under 6 seconds, 5.618 to be specific in the qualifiers. He's on the left, Reza Ali Bolshena, the reigning world champion, is on the right. Both climbers explode out. This one's going to be very tight there, and I think Song will take it. He will. 5.616. He knocks out Reza Ali Bolshena. Wow, that was great climbing from both competitors. Both of them neat, both of them quick. But Song looking so smooth. Let's have another look at it. Not a mistake from either of them. It was Song who took it by about 1/10 of a second. We talked about it last week when I had American speed climber Josh Levin helping me out in the commentary box, but Xizin Song has very little lateral movement. He just goes straight up. There's no wasted side-to-side movement. It's like he's going up a drain pipe, and that really neat style really paid off there. Very quick time from him, 5.616. So far, the climbers haven't been getting too close to that world record. We haven't had anyone under 5.6 just yet. Could well be down to the conditions. Far from ideal in Chongqing. It's still hot and it's still humid. Although night is falling, it doesn't actually have that big an effect on the temperature. We'll see as the competition wears on them. Fatcharoji now, he's taking on Konstantin Pavlenko. It's Indonesia on the left, Ukraine on the right.
Ready?
Both away cleanly, but it was an Indonesian who got the faster start, and he's still reaping the rewards, but he has a big slip, and Pavlenko is through. 5.997, quick time for him. Much quicker than he went in the previous round, and much quicker than he went in the qualifiers. Safely through to the final 4, Konstantin Pavlenko. Fatcharoji had a lead. He couldn't hang on to it. Let's have a look at where the slip was. There was a little stumble there, and it seemed to just kill his momentum and his rhythm. That was the first one, and then this was the bigger one. Left hand missed, and then immediately the right foot missed as well. That's the agonies of being a coach. Siyong-U of China now. Actually, you may recall, wasn't made to work that hard on his run after a fall from Basamawem, so he actually only clocked the time of 8.427 in his previous round. Sergei Rukin, meanwhile, came through very quick, 5.813. U on the left, Sergei Rukin on the right. China against Russia, the host countries of the 2 World Cups we've had so far. Very good start from Rukin, as it was in his previous race. He's absolutely motoring, and if he can keep it clean, which he can, not quite, but does enough, he will proceed. 6.637. He was looking pretty clean. Big stumble, but he'd opened up such a big lead that he actually could afford a mistake. Let's have another look. I do wonder if U would perhaps ease the handbrake on. No, he'd had a slip of his own. Apologies, I hadn't caught that. I was focusing on Rukin. So he slipped right at the top. It's just that stumble on the handhold. But he found a way. 6.637 sees him through. Nikolai now taking on Alfian Mohammed. Again, Russia against Indonesia. Yari Levets will be on the left. Alfian Mohammed will be on the right. Climbers collecting. Remember, these days at the IFSC, it's all auto belaying systems, where there's no more manual belaying. It's been a roaring success having the perfect descent auto belays. Actually, pretty much removed any technical incidents about belayers or ropes getting in the way. A really good development for the sport. Alfian Mohammed absolutely flew out of the blocks and he's earned himself a small lead. Can he hang on to it? He is doing so far, and he is taking it 5.961. Sneaks under 6 seconds and earns himself a place in the final 4. Yeah, just look back, pleased with it actually. Yeah, let's have another look. Pretty clean climbing from both. Nikolai just 6.3, about 4/10 behind his opponent. This was up the upper section, looked like for Alfian Mohammed. 5.961. 0.04 of a second under 6. And there we can see the women's round of 8 that's coming up now. Yiling Song will take on Natalia Kaluchka. Anouk Jobert then takes on Eri Sazanti Raheu. Alexandra Rodzinska takes on Elena Timofeeva. And Yulia Kaplina races Anna Tsiganova. Going to be really interesting to see what Yiling Song can do. Can she sustain the momentum from Moscow? Could she possibly do what she did in Moscow and take another gold medal here? She's made it through to the round of 8. Takes on Natalia Kaluchka. Song qualified with a 7.471 and 7.687 in the previous round. Natalia Kaluchka 8.312 in the qualifiers and then 8.245 in the round of 16. Yiling Song on the left. Breakout star from Moscow a fortnight ago. Explodes up onto the wall, opened up an early lead onto Kaluchka, and it's already a body length lead. Looking very quick here. Song takes it 7.101. It's a new world record. 7.101. Absolutely blistering. She took a massive lead early on. Halfway up the route, she was a body length clear. Let's have another look. You can see how quick she was at the start. Skip the left hand hold. Absolutely clean as you like throughout. There it is, 7.101. Well, there goes any speculation from me about whether the conditions might slow the competitors down. If that's her on a slow day, watch out. She is safely through with a world record in the bag. There was me questioning whether she could keep up the momentum from Moscow. She can do an awful lot more than that. Well, that's what you've got to beat. Anouk Jobert now takes on Eri Sazanti Raheu. Crowd just needs to calm down now. We've just seen a world record. What can Anouk Jobert do against that? 7.101. So Anouk Jobert now taking on Eri Sazanti Raheu. It's Jobert on the left, Eri Sazanti Raheu on the right. They've got their work cut out. They want to win this competition. They've got to get close to 7 seconds. First thing though, one of them has to beat the other. And it's Jobert who takes it 7.4. Quick time for her. And after what we've just seen, it suddenly doesn't look that quick. 0.07 of a second outside her old world record, which she shared with Yulia Kaplina, which is now gone. But still, good climbing from Anouk Jobert. Let's have another look. Pretty neat from both of them, actually. 7.429, 29 thousandth of a second all it took. I think she's pretty happy with that one. Remember, it's not about the time this round of the competition, it is about the person next to you. So Yi Song has not won the gold medal simply by putting in a new world record time. She's still got to beat Anouk Joubert in the next round, and then if she can do that, then win the big final. So first things first. Alexandra Rudzinska now takes on Elena Timofeeva. Both of these climbers looking quick. Rudzinska clocked a 7.489 in the qualifying round, followed that up with a 7.765, and Timofeeva, meanwhile, not her quickest 8.042 in the qualifying round, excuse me, then clocked a 7.939 in the round of 16. Rudzinska got the better start there. Timofeeva slightly sluggish out the blocks, and she hasn't yet caught Kaluchka's advantage, and she's not going to, and Kaluchka takes it to 7.5 seconds, near enough. Alexandra Rudzinska. Let's have another look. Little slip near the top, still through in 7.564. So 2 Russians now, 2 legendary Russian climbers. Yulia Koplina taking on Anna Tsiganova. Vastly decorated and successful speed climbers, but only one of them can proceed to take on Alexandra Rudzinska in the semi-final. So Koplina is going to be on the left, Tsiganova over on the right. Koplina rocks back, and a second later so does Tsiganova, and this one is very tight through the middle section. Koplina really having to work, but then slips, and then Tsiganova takes an even bigger slip. Koplina goes through 8.180, not the cleanest of runs from either. Koplina looked like she might have blown it, and then a split second later, I suspect before she even had time to react, or perhaps she saw out of the corner of her eye Koplina slip, and Tsiganova had one of her own. It's Koplina who takes it. I don't think she was reacting to anything, actually. No, Tsiganova just missed with the left hand. 8.180, that was Koplina's own stumble, but it was a much smaller one, and she was able to get back on track much quicker. Looks relieved. Not her best run, but she does enough. She's safely through to the final 4. So there is the scene here in Chongqing, the final rays of light just beginning to disappear. This huge metropolis will soon be lit by artificial light. It's never truly dark. Here is so much life going on. Bustles 24 hours a day. Our wall well illuminated, and still, I would imagine, very, very warm. It's still hot, still very, very humid. Conditions far from ideal, but you wouldn't know it from the times. So the athletes will be presented to the crowd again. You can see them lining up. Our 4 semi-finalists will be presented. Shi Song is first out. He's followed by Konstantin Pavlenko, Sergei Rukin and Alfian Mohammed over on the women's side. Yi Song, the new world record holder, Anouk Joubert, Alexandra Rudzinska and Yulia Koplina. Shi Song, really, really good to see him back at this level of competition. Konstantin Pavlenko introduced to the crowd. He's done really well to capitalise on the mistakes of others to get this far. Sergei Rukin looking pretty handy as well. Already been under 6 seconds today. Alfin Mohammed the same, been under 6 seconds 3 times in the qualifiers, the round of 16 and the round of 8. Now Yiling Song, 7.101, a scarcely believable time in the previous round. Anouk Jobert, 7.40, which in any other World Cup would have seemed pretty handy. Alexandra Rudzinska, 7.564. And Yulia Kaplina didn't have a clean run previously against Anna Tsiganova, but she's made it through 4 World Cup winners in the women's Final 4. So the climbers, having been reintroduced to the crowd, now head back inside, have to compose themselves, get their game faces on. Already it looks darker than it did a couple of minutes ago. The spotlights illuminating where the competitors will soon be. And they are our Final 4. Xijin Song, Konstantin Pavlenko, Sergei Rukin and Alfin Mohammed, the Final 4. 4 different nationalities represented: China, Ukraine, Russia and Indonesia. So the climbers now are racing for a place in the big final. That's effectively the playoff for first and second. The runners-up in these races will go through to the small final, which is the playoff for the bronze medal. So all the climbers now have at least 2 races to go, but the place in the big final is what awaits the winner of the next race. You can see it getting dark almost by the minute here in Western China. It's our 3rd year in a row here in the high-end climbing park. It's a pretty impressive venue, purpose-built for climbing. There's a big lead wall. Maybe we'll be back here. You can see it for a lead World Cup. Who knows? As it is for now, we've got speed climbing, and then on Sunday we've got bouldering for you, both semi-finals and finals. Obviously live on the IFSC YouTube page. So there are the climbers. You just see the spotlight illuminates from Konstantin Pavlenko, who wants to get on with this. So both these climbers will have the chance to contest a medal, but what colour will they be competing for? The winner will progress to the big final, the runner-up will go into the small final and still have a shot at bronze. Xijin Song looking really, really fast. Konstantin Pavlenko pretty good as well, 5.997 in his previous race. As I say, his opponents have made mistakes, but he's been there to capitalise. If Xijin Song can keep it clean, you'd imagine he'd be the favourite for this one. We shall see. 3 beeps and they're both away, and Song got a very, very fast start. Stumbled slightly on the second move, but I think he's done enough here. He hasn't. Pavlenko takes it 5.799. I have to say, to the naked eye, that looked as if it was Xijin Song's, but Pavlenko must have had an incredibly quick last few meters. So here was Song, he had a good lead. Pavlenko took it literally on the last move. Well, there you go, that is what we call stickability. He won it 5.799 to 5.820, very, very close run. 300th of a second in it. So Sergei Rukin takes on Alfin Mohammed, second of our semi-finals. The winner will take on Konstantin Pavlenko in the big final, who is already guaranteed at minimum a silver medal. And the runner-up will take on Xijin Song for the bronze medal. Looking down on the competitors, Sergei Rukin looking calm. He won't be in any split second. Very, very quick start from him, but then a big stumble, and I think Alfin Mohammed will take this pretty much unopposed. He will, 6.10. I think looked over to the left realised he didn't need to rush. And he's through. Rukin got a good start, but it was a huge slip and then it turned into a fall. Didn't actually record a time, 6.10 for the winner. He missed big time with the left foot and you could see he dropped right past the hole. And I'm pretty sure Alfie Mohammed knew then he had an unopposed run to the line. Looked like he just skimmed a bit of speed off the last few metres, just made sure. So women's semi-final. Yiling Song will take on Anouk Jobert. Alexandra Rudzinska taking on Yulia Kaplina. So Yiling Song, what on earth can she bring to this round? New world record already today. She's taking on the reigning World Cup champion. This was last time's big final in Moscow. Jobert took second, Yiling Song took gold. I mean, on the times you've seen today, despite Anouk Jobert's record, is anyone going to bet against Yiling Song? We shall shortly find out whether she continues to blow apart the world of speed climbing or whether the old order has one or two things to say about that. It's Yiling Song on the left now, Anouk Jobert on the right. Both climbers away quickly, but Song's opened up the lead already. She's half a body length clear. How quick can she go on this run? She's already broken the world record. Just outside it this time. Still broke the old world record, I should add, though. Yiling Song, that would have been another world record for her. This time it's a mere 7.110. So, 100th of a second slower. Anouk Jobert lost for words, I think. I mean, what can you say against that sort of pace? Let's just have another look. 7.110, as I say. Much faster than the world record as it stood until about 15 minutes ago. Not quite up to the new world record. Safely through to the big final though, second time in the space of 2 weeks. She's blowing the world of speed climbing apart. This now for the chance to take her on in the big final. Alexandra Rudzinska will be on the left with the blue tinges in the hair. And then with the pink tinges in the hair, Yulia Kaplina over on the right. Again, Alexandra Rudzinska, as we've seen before, pumping just before she gets on the wall, trying to get that feeling of explosiveness into the arms. Kaplina rocked back and got a good start, but so did Rudzinska, and then Kaplina stumbled almost immediately, and I think Rudzinska will take this one relatively easily. She will, 7.368. Again, would have been close to a world record back in the day, but in the last 20 minutes, things have changed in women's speed climbing. So Yulia Kaplina has to settle for the small final. Rudzinska safely through. Let's have a big stumble from Kaplina, really cost her. 7.368 for Rudzinska, and it was another big slip from Kaplina right at the top. She didn't have a clean run last time out in the round of 8. She hasn't had a clean run in the semi-finals, but she will have a chance to take on her old rival Anouk Jobert. But this time it's for the bronze medal. We're used to seeing in the big final. It's going to be the small final this time. So our big finals and small finals are decided. Men's small final will be Shizin Song. Sergei Rukin will be his opponent. Konstantin Pavlenko in the men's big final will take on Alfie Mohammed, and on the women's side, Yiling Song against Alexandra Rudzinska. Anouk Jobert will take on Yulia Kaplina. think the DJ's finger might just have slipped on the volume there. Just about blew everyone's eardrums out of the venue. And we're about ready for the small and the big finals. Complete darkness now here in Chongqing. This venue faces to the west, so it gets every drop of afternoon and evening sun. But it's all gone now. Artificial light only, the wall looking absolutely spectacular, and so is the climbing. And you can't help pitting the people sitting slightly closer to the wall. Who needs eardrums? As I say, Shizin Song against Sergei Rukin will be the men's small final. And then the big final is going to be Konstantin Pavlenko against Alfian Mohammed. Anouk Joubert and Yulia Koplina resume their rivalry in the battle for the bronze medal on the women's side in the small final. And Yiling Song, the new world record holder, will take on Alexandra Rudzinska. Well, we don't want to place any undue expectations on Yiling Song, but how quick can she go? How low can she set that bar even today? It already absolutely smashed the world record. We're used to seeing it increase incrementally. It's not been a step forward, it's been a leap forward this evening from Yiling Song. 7.101. The new standard. We see our first ever woman in the 7 seconds, if not today, sometime this season. We shall see. The crowd just being made to wait here. 4 races remaining. Small final and the big final for the men. The small final and the big final for the women. See, we've got a good crowd here in Chongqing. The first year we came here was 2017 to this specific venue. We've been coming to Chongqing long before that, but this specific venue was 2017. And we had 1 or 2 interested observers, but the crowds have got bigger and bigger. And I'm pleased to say that the arena is standing room only. All the seating over to the left is the general public, primarily the general public. There's 1 or 2 athletes and coaches mixed in there as well. And the seating area right down there in front of the wall, which is coaches and athletes exclusively. But we've got a big crowd, it's what we like to see. Hoping for the same for bouldering on Sunday. And there we can see Shizin Song against Shizin Song against Sergei Rukin will be the small final. And although it's not showing up right now, Konstantin Pavlenko will take on Alfian Mohammed in the big final. So here is Shizin Song, former world champion. Takes on Sergei Rukin. Here is Song on the left, Rukin on the right. This for the bronze medal. Unusually, Russia not guaranteed a medal in this men's competition. Rukin could take their only one though, could take the bronze. Song on the left, Rukin on the right. Both got a quick start, but Rukin almost immediately stumbles. So did Song. Then Song's foot slipped. Not the cleanest run from either men, but it's Rukin who takes it in 6.808. All sorts going on there, but Shizin Song, when he needed it most, couldn't quite get a clean run, and he looked frustrated. He looked so quick. He was fastest in the qualifiers earlier on today. And a slip followed by another fall. Let's have another look. The left foot that went, got himself established, still in the lead, then immediately the right foot went, and I think he knew then the game was up. This is where he looks up and sees his opponent disappearing off into the Chongqing sky. It's a bronze medal for Sergei Rukin. So, small final now for the women. These two have had a few battle royales down the years. Normally it's for the gold medal, this time it's for the bronze. It's going to be Anouk Joubert on the left against Yulia Koplina. Joubert has looked much more her old self after a slightly messy World Cup in Moscow. Ironically, she's actually not going to match or beat that finish in Moscow, second place, but she's looked more like her old self, and she's in a week's time, both of these climbers will be back in action again, and she'll have a chance to claim another win. But these two have had a long-standing rivalry. Anouk Jobert, she's on the left, Yulia Kaplina's on the right. This for the bronze medal here in Chongqing. 3 beeps and they're underway. And it was Jobert who got the better start. Kaplina stumbled, then immediately Jobert stumbled, but Jobert got it back on quicker. If she can keep it clean, she should take it in. She can't. 8.429 for Kaplina. Well, Yulia Kaplina somehow not managed to put a clean run together for the last 3 races. And yet, she walks away with the bronze medal. Anouk Jobert looks absolutely furious with herself. This was really just a last woman standing. Kaplina, the left foot slipped. Jobert, the right foot slipped. And then Jobert, just as she went to the top, left foot slipped again. Let's have a look. This was the very last move. She goes to place the left foot. Actually just missed the hold altogether. Didn't actually slip off. I think her toe just touched the outside of the hold. Never actually got on top of it. And Kaplina, having had, by her standards, 3 pretty poor runs, takes home the bronze medal. So we know the order of the podium. We know the podium, we don't know the order of it. Unless someone's got a direct line to the man upstairs, he already knows the result, I don't know. Seems to think Konstantin Pavlenko's taking it. My apologies, we are taking our pictures and graphics from Chinese TV. Hey, maybe they know something we don't. Maybe someone's bought a particularly effective crystal ball down at the Chongqing market. There is Konstantin Pavlenko closest to the camera. He'll be on the left in the A lane. He's taking on Alfian Mohammed on the right, B lane. This for the gold medal. Runner will take silver. So both these climbers guaranteed at least a silver medal, but they both want the gold. We will try and grab a word with both our winners, by the way, before we leave you tonight. Pavlenko on the left, Alfian Mohammed on the right. Pavlenko got away well, but then had a massive stumbling, and Alfian Mohammed should take this one. He does, 5.970. He is the World Cup winner in Chongqing. Konstantin Pavlenko, good start, big stumble. Alfian Mohammed, he's climbed well all day, and he gets his reward. He is World Cup winner 2019. Konstantin Pavlenko looks so frustrated. I suspect if at the start of the day you'd have offered him a silver medal, he'd have bitten your hand off, but he really felt he could have won that race. As it is, it's a silver for him. Alfian Mohammed gives thanks. The Indonesian team, who are almost smiling at the worst of times, are going to be the team to be with in the hotel bar tonight, that is for sure. Let's have another look. Lovely clean run. 5.97. So there we have it, Indonesia picking up the first gold medal of Chongqing. That's what it means to the coaches, and not only to the athletes. So, here is the world record holder, Yiling Song. She's taking on Aleksandra Rudzinska of Poland. Both World Cup winners, these two. But Yiling Song has come into women's speed climbing this season and absolutely blown it apart. She won in Moscow, she's in the big final here, and she's already broken the world record in warm, humid, tricky conditions where we've seen quite a lot of falls. What on earth can she do in this big final? Aleksandra Rudzinska might have something to say about that. Both climbers away well, but already Song is in the lead. Looking very quick to the middle section. Slight slip on the left foot and a slight stumble. It's not going to be as quick, but it is enough to take her second World Cup win in a row for Yiling Song. Wasn't anything like the run we saw earlier, but it was enough to win the gold. Aleksandra Rudzinska, she has to settle for silver. Song, who takes it, has been 2 World Cups so far. She has utterly dominated both of them. Lovely to see that the first thing she does is congratulate her opponent. That's what it means to the Chinese coaches. I think they might be talking about how much the world record was beaten by earlier. Let's have a look. It wasn't the cleanest run. Pretty good up to there, but then a real stumble and a slight small one means that she has to take it in there. 7.673. That was what it looked like. You can see just a little some momentum there, and again, a smaller one. There are the coaches. Well, if the Chinese coaches have negotiated a contract where they get a bonus for wins, it could be laughing this season. Yiling Song is absolutely blowing the field apart in women's speed climbing. 2 World Cups, 2 wins. Over on the men's side, Konstantin Pavlenko narrowly missed out. Alfian Mohammed takes the win for Indonesia. Sergei Rukin, 3rd place for him. Sure, the Chinese crowd would love to have seen Xizin Song take a medal, ideally a gold one, but it was not to be. Had some good runs earlier on in the competition, but he couldn't find one when it mattered most in that small final.
Climbing fans from all over the world, athletics, team manager, welcome. This is the IFSC World Cup Chongqing.
So we will have a flower ceremony where the athletes are presented to the crowd, and as I say, we will try to grab a word with our winners. Here they are being introduced. Sergei Rukin on the right there, Konstantin Pavlenko on the left, and in the middle, Alfian Mohammed. That fast, scurrying style of his. Just getting the choreography absolutely right. 3rd place on the left, 2nd place on the right. Alfian Mohammed as the winner, right in the middle. There in 3rd place is Yulia Kaplina. Picked up plenty of medals in her time, many of them gold. This time it's a bronze for her, but a really strong semi-final for the women. All 4 of the climbers that made it through were World Cup winners, including that lady there, Alexandra Rudzinska. She takes silver today. And in the middle, your champion and new world record holder, Yiling Song. Anybody who wants to win a speed climbing World Cup on the women's side of things this year is going to have to reckon with her. Best of luck, because she looked blisteringly quick. Wasn't quite at her best in the big final, but 7.637, still not slow, and that included a reasonably major stumble and a slightly smaller one as well. Can she go under 7 seconds? We don't want to get carried away, but she's such an exciting prospect in speed climbing. Stay tuned this season for an awful lot more. In fact, stay tuned this time next week when we'll be in Wujiang, 2 hours west of Shanghai, for our next instalment of speed climbing. Alfian Mohammed now, that huge smile for which the Indonesians are so famous, and a well-deserved gold medal for him. Many of the favourites knocked out quite early on in the men's competition. Konstantin Pavlenko looks like he might rather be somewhere else, and now he's finally allowed out of the spotlight. You can see the athlete's still sweating heavily. It's still hot, still humid. The fact that night has fallen doesn't actually have that much of an effect on the temperature here in Chongqing. So let's see, as I say, we will try and grab a word. We're going to require, I suspect, translators for both of our winners. Hopefully we can track translators down and track the winners down. Not always that easy, actually. Herding competition climbers is a bit like herding cats at times, but hopefully our man down at the front can grab everybody required to get the interviews done, and we can hear from both of our winners. If we aren't able to hear from them live, we will certainly make sure we grab a word with them, and you'll be able to see them on the IFSC highlights package. It looks like discussions are underway in the climbers' tunnel to organise the interviews, but fantastic World Cup here in Chongqing. They really know how to put on a good show here. It's a purpose-built venue right on the edge of this enormous metropolis that is Chongqing City. We're perched up on a hill. We've got amazing views down across the valley. There is Yiling Song Spotlight doing some real damage again. Finally she smiles. She looked like she was feeling the tension a little bit earlier on. Not really sure why. She's that quick. And, this does look hopeful. Stanislav Kokorin, very well known Russian speed climber, just came into our shot then. Yeah, and hopefully we're able to grab a word of it. This does look hopeful. This is good to see. Always nice to hear from the competitors live, fresh down from the wall. So it would seem that the camera, the light, the interviewer, the translator, and most importantly, Yiling Song are in place. So hopefully we'll be down to Eddie, our man at the front, in just a second. Rock music ringing out around the venue. It'll be a party tonight amongst the Chinese, amongst the coaches, if nothing else. And hopefully we can get down the front any second. This will be Eddie chatting to Yiling Song if we can go down.
Song Yilin, winner here for the second competition in a row and a new world record. How does that feel?
你拿到了今年的第2个世界杯冠军，并且打破了世界纪录，你现在有什么想法？
没有什么想法，现在有点懵。
Still thinking too much. It's happened, but still thinking it's not. In her mind, it's the dreams come true, something like that.
Fantastic. And we will see you for the rest of the season doing all the Speed World Cups?
他说你会努力的去尝试今年赢世界杯吗？会。She will compete all 6 World Cups in speed in this year, and she try win to World Cups.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, and good luck for the rest of the season. We're excited to watch you.
Great stuff from Yiling Song. I mean, what can you say about that young lady? 2 World Cups, 2 wins, and a world record. So up next, hopefully, we will be able to grab a word with Alfian Mohammed. Fingers crossed. As I say, not always the easiest people in the world to track down competition climbers, but I can see a red t-shirt being worn and a man walking across the stage, which looks very hopeful to me. And yeah, that does look good down at our interview backdrop. You can see down on the bottom left of the speed wall, just below the lead wall. As I mentioned earlier, very impressive looking lead wall. We've got all 3 disciplines covered here in Chongqing. And hopefully we can get down this front in just a second and grab a word with Alfian Mohammed.
First World Cup win. You must be excited by that.
Yes.
Excellent. And will we see you for the whole season? Will you compete in all the rounds for the overall this year?
Yes. Lu mau berkompetisi gak untuk overall semuanya? Yeah. He want to join in overall World Cup session.
Excellent. Good luck for the season. Congratulations.
Okay, so good job to the crew down the front of the wall. Not the easiest thing to grab the winners when just about everyone's trying to get their attention, but fantastic second Speed Climbing World Cup of the season. We've got the awards ceremony on the podium coming up very shortly, so do stay with us for that. But that's all from me, and I will speak to you on Sunday for the bouldering.
All the athletes who got the medal, please come to the podium. It's right under the LED. All the athletes who got the medal, please come to the podium. It's under the LED. Yulia and Sandra Songyi, Sergey, Moskin, and Elton, please come to the podium.
Attention please. All the medalists, please come to the big screen. Thank you. Please be ready to attend the awarding ceremony.还有2分钟啊，那么我们的颁奖典礼就将开始。哇，真的是非常的激动啊！这一次我们知道，这次呢在我们的江口拿到了国际的冠军，而且呢又在我们的所有的各位领导，还有我们的教练员，还有我们现场的各位的热切的关注之下，创造了新的世界纪录。所以说，等一下颁奖典礼真的是非常怎么讲？很激动人心，也非常的开心啊！现场的各位，我们一起来分享这个非常具有历史纪念意义的一刻。 现场的各位，然后把注意力放到我们的大屏前方，我们的舞台前方。是的，2019年国际攀岩世界杯重庆站颁奖典礼现在开始。Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the awarding ceremony of IFSC Climbing World Cup 重庆2019。首先为大家介绍我们的到场的各位嘉宾。Ladies and gentlemen, with the honor, let me introduce the special guest. 首先为大家介绍的是国际攀联副主席 Tolo Kominata 先生 ，Vice President of IFSC Tolo Kominata。接下来为大家介绍国家体育总局登山运动管理中心副主任、中国登山协会副主席王永峰先生 ，Vice President of IFSC。Vice President of CMA，Mr. 王永峰。接下来为大家介绍重庆市九龙坡区体育局副局长黄以林先生，欢迎。接下来为大家颁发的第一个奖项，有请获得女子速度冠亚季军的选手登场。Please welcome the medalist for women's speed。获得第3名的选手 ，The third place, congratulations you， 恭喜来自俄罗斯的尤利亚·卡布琳娜，尤利亚·卡布琳娜 ，Russia，congratulations。有请我们的颁奖嘉宾为获奖人员颁发奖牌。Please welcome Mr. Kobe。有请我们的颁奖嘉宾为获奖人员赠送鲜花。Welcome Mr. 王永峰。获得亚军的选手 ，The silver medal representing Alexander Prustisika, Russia， 恭喜！获得第2名的选手是的，波兰的选手 Alexander Holland，Congratulations。现场的各位，获得本次比赛女子速度冠军的选手 ，Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of IFSC Climbing World Cup Women's Speed, congratulations to 宋以琳 China， 恭喜来自中国的宋以琳获得女子速度冠军。
加油啊！专门来给你颁奖的，继续努力啊！
接下来，现场的所有各位，请起立，升中国国旗，奏中国国歌。Ladies and gentlemen, please all rise up for the national anthem of China. ，Ladies and gentlemen, the medalists of IFSC Climbing World Cup Chongqing 2019 Women's Speed。谢谢 ，Thank you。接下来进行我们的男子速度的颁奖典礼。 在开始之前，有请我们的颁奖嘉宾 ，Introducing our special guest for men lead, for men speed. Welcome, Vice President of IFSC, Mr. Toro Kobinata. 欢迎我们的颁奖嘉宾，国际攀联副主席 Toro Kobinata。欢迎我们的颁奖嘉宾，重庆市九龙坡区体育局副局长黄玉林先生，有请。Vice President of 重庆九龙坡 Sport Bureau Mr. 黄玉林，有请我们的获奖运动员登场。Please welcome our medalists for men's speed. 获得男子速度第3名的选手 ，the third place, congratulations to Sergei Rukin, Russia. 恭喜来自俄罗斯的选手谢尔盖鲁金获得男子速度季军 ，congratulations。获得第2名的选手 ，the silver medal representing Konstantin Pavlenko, Ukraine。恭喜来自乌克兰的科斯坦丁·帕瓦雷克选手获得男子速度亚军。获得本次男子速度冠军的选手的 winner of IFSC Climbing World Cup Men's Speed Congratulations to Muhammad Ahmed Indonesia。恭喜来自印度尼西亚的选手阿范穆罕默德获得本次比赛男子速度冠军。Ladies and gentlemen, please all rise up for the national anthem of Indonesia. 现场的各位，请全体起立，奏印尼国歌，升印尼国旗。谢谢 ，Thank you， 再次恭喜 ，Congratulations again！ 有请我们的颁奖嘉宾和获奖运动员得以留念。Please welcome our special guests, ladies and gentlemen, the medalists for IFSC Climbing World Cup Men's Speed. Congratulations again! Thank you， 谢谢我们的颁奖嘉宾，再次恭喜我们的获奖运动员。是的，现场的各位。